Padfail was meant to have been a soldier before he became a monk. So today we've got a single driver. You can operate a DMU with just a driver, assuming it's got an operational DSD, and that's effectively the dead man. Otherwise it has to have a second man on this seat here or a co-driver. To do a driver on one of these, we actually operate under exactly the same rules as the main line. Same tests, same qualifications. Got to do something like 2,500 hours without passengers before you can drive one of these with passengers on. Now we do have the signal to go. If you look ahead under the canopy, you'll see there's a little white sign that says off. Now that's actually a repeater because there's a traditional signal just round the corner. But being just round the corner, you can't see it from here. So we have to rely on the repeater lamp. Now if it was a longer train, when the engine was actually round the corner, you could see it. So that's one of the disadvantages of the DMU, if you like. DMU meaning diesel multiple unit. If this was a single car, it would be a rail car. But when there's two or more, it becomes a diesel multiple unit. Assuming it's diesel powered. On the main line, a lot of the trains nowadays are EMUs, electrical multiple units. Any of you been in the tea room? Notice it's called the Victoria tea room. Queen Victoria visited Llangollen twice during the 1880s, and she arrived by train. She got off here on both occasions. So you're actually going to see the piece of the line that she missed, which is the 7.5 miles from here to Carrog. Hopefully in the not too distant future extended to Cornwall. We have the light railway order granted. What we don't have is the money. The light railway order was sought last year. When it went out to public consultation, there were two objections. They were resolved before the end of the public inquiry, but the Welsh Assembly said, no, we have to go out to public inquiry again. During the second period, the grant they were going to give us towards the line expired. So whether it was the left hand not knowing what the right hand was doing, or whether it was deliberate, you'd have to make your own mind up. Now I want my guard to get us away so I can talk about something else. The little brick building by the canopy up ahead is actually original, and that actually is featured in many railway architecture books for one of the only remaining Great Western toilet blocks. This line, as you probably know, was closed in the 1960s, and the relaying and the track and the preserved railway started here in the station in 1975, and it sort of inched forward over the last 35-40 years to the 7.5 miles it is now. Now the ultimate will be Carrog, because there's nowhere else to go. There's too many bridges being taken out, too many houses in the way, so it will never go beyond that. Put the glasses on now in case I have to read my notes. More correction, the notes I've been given. So this line was part of the Llangollen to Barmouth line. Barmouth would extend up to Fwelly for the north coast, the Cambrian coast, and Llangollen was obviously the connection to London and the Midlands and what have you.
Ticket, please.
And the ticket man now wants to throw you off the train if you haven't got any tickets.
Thank you.
Railway is now one of the biggest tourist attractions in North Wales and has almost 120,000 visitors a year. The railway is a registered charity and 99% of the people you see are volunteers, unpaid volunteers. And I say 99% because we've got engine sheds that are up the back out of sight there, and we do commercial work for other railways, so there's paid staff doing that. And in a minute we'll be passing our carriage and wagon works, which also does work for other railways, and again we've got full-time staff there, but predominantly is a volunteer operation. That's the section of track going up to the engine sheds there now. Engineers' freight trains sitting here. There's old ash from the locomotives and the hopper wagons there. That will be taken up the line and tipped on the embankments probably during the week to help reinforce the embankments. On the left ahead is goods junction signal box. Today we're doing what's called one train operations, so none of the signal boxes are open. If we were doing multi-train operation, this signal box would be open and in use, and the token would be transferred and another token taken from here. Out to the left you can see the slalom course on the river. I did notice some canoeists on the last trip, so there are some hardy souls out and about. I can't see any this time round.
Down by the bridge on the
Yes. Some of the houses on the other side often ask the prices for those. One of those houses was up for sale last year at 699,000. You'll have three. Very good. And I rent one of them at a bargain price.